Human thesaurus is an intersection between vast lexicon that best describes our human nature. It's our conversation to highlight people like you and me doing what they do best while equating them to their own synonyms. If you want this kind of content, subscribe now. Episodes are released weekly. Hello, dear humanity. Welcome to Human Thesaurus. I'm your host / rhythmic, Hueshronghio Peacock. Brian is a global executive and international intellectual property attorney with 17 years of expertise in general administration in multinational organizations, operations, contract negotiations, and investor relations. He has advised and scaled startups at an executive level around the world. Brian has an international MBA from the Instituto de Empresa and LLM, or I've researched this, Legum Magister, meaning Master of Laws, from George Washington University, and a Juris Doctorate from the University of California, Davis. An avid traveler to nearly 80 countries, he is also a professional pianist and competitive Muay Thai fighter. So I met B, I call him B. I met B through a common friend in Manila who's a crazy party guy, and which I was when I met him, Greggy. Hello, Greggy. So yeah, we met because I left the Philippines back then when Brian moved to Manila. And then I go every 6 weeks. And then Greggy told me, oh, I've got a house party. I'm celebrating the birthday of Brian. You have to meet him. He's a cool guy. So I was looking forward to it. And then we met. And then we started talking. And I think we're both very talkative and talking about everything, especially like books and movies. We have the same very sarcastic humor. So we just went on, and we've been friends ever since. My synonyms for Brian are kite as a noun, searching as a verb, and variable as an adjective. Within this conversation, you'll further understand why I describe him as such. So, here he is, Brian Perley.
Hey, my name is Brian, same as the words piano as a noun, lionize as a verb, and cogent as an adjective. I like the word chaotic, and I dislike the word nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Really, I thought you like it because you're sometimes kind of naughty. So you're like, nasty.
Yeah, it just doesn't roll off that well. So how you doing, Wish?
I'm very good. I'm a little bit at peace now. I was telling you that I have a chronic migraine. Apparently,
Yeah.
my entire life, right? Like for 32 years out of my 42 of my life that I've been suffering a migraine. Apparently, I was misdiagnosed, and yesterday I found out that I don't have a migraine. I've got a rare form of headache. Let me just pull that up. What's the name? Because you're the right guy that I would talk to about these things because, you absorb everything like a sponge. So the name is paroxysmal hemicrania.
Oh, that doesn't sound too good.
No, it's not. But at least it's treatable. I mean, there are several treatments. Oh, do you need to get that?
Just a moment.
Okay.
Hola.
Gregory.
No, está aquí.
Vale, es un certificado, ¿lo recoges tú?
Yo puedo recibir.
Pero tienes que dar tu DNI, tu nombre y apellido.
Lo siento, no puedo hablar ahora. ¿Tienes algo para mí? ¿Tú puedes enviarme?
Sí, pero que si lo vas a recoger tú, el de tu compañero. O lo dejo un aviso.
Yo puedo recibir.
Sí, pero me tienes que dar tu DNI.
Sí.
Tu pasaporte, vale, ¿no?
Pasaporte.
Lo que sea.
Wish, just a second.
Okay. Oh, I love listening to
¿De nombre?
Spanish right now.
Sí.
Vale.
Y este es mi pasaporte.
I love that I'm recording
No
this.
veo. ¿Cuál es el número?
And so I'm staying at a friend's flat in Madrid right now, and he's receiving a package.
¿Cuál
He's,
es el
he's
nombre?
not in town.
A few moments later.
Gracias.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Adiós.
Que te vayas bien. All right, now back to the podcast.
B, oh my God. I haven't really heard you really speak. I know you can speak Spanish, but
Yeah.
I haven't really heard you really like talk in a practical mode like that. It's sexy.
Oh, why, thank you. Yeah, it's you acquire skills when you travel, like I have, and languages was it's a necessity. So I spent the last year and a half in Colombia, and I spent a year in Spain back in 2014 where I got my MBA. So you got to pick up the language. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, but it's easier for you than most people. I don't know, you've got this, I don't know, immense brain that from the get-go, that's why I was so compelled to be your friend, because I know that we're not going to be bored if we're stuck in an elevator and we can just talk for hours and we would forget that we're in an elevator. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you store so much memory in your brain, B? Let me understand that.
I don't have a clear explanation for that. It's just I just kind of remember things. I there's poems that I read when I was 15 years old that I remember verbatim.
Wow.
And dates and music, like music notation. I can't remember everything, but there's just certain things that I had a knack for.
Is it like a visual memory for you, or is it something like there's a code? Because I am a visual learner. So all the memories, like pages in a book that I remember, it's very much visual to me. That's why I could remember them. How about for you?
Not necessarily. Sometimes dates, passages from books. But for example, when I'm playing the piano, I'm not seeing the notes on a page in my brain. I'm just playing.
Mm,
They're just coming through.
wow.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. You're one of those people who are very sharp, like the details. Sometimes when I watch something, I may have forgotten the name of half of the characters or more. But when you describe to me like what you've watched and everything, it's so like I am watching it right now, because you absorb so much more details than most people that I know.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. If I'm really into something, I mean, I'm into it, and I'm absorbing. For example, a film.
Mm.
It's not just the dialogue. I'm looking at the cinematography, listening to the music, fully getting into what I'm viewing.
Mm. So, what are you so into right now when it comes to Netflix or whatsoever? What are you watching right now that you're so into? Because I always love this when you get excited. Oh my God, Wish, you have to watch. What are you watching right now?
I'm not watching so much. I've been reading a lot of books,
Mm.
mostly on some tech startups in late '90s and in the 2000s. But I just read this absolutely fantastic book,
Okay.
and I took a break from the startup reading,
Oh.
and it's called "Take the Gun, Leave the Cannoli,"
Ooh.
and it's about the making of The Godfather.
Wow.
And this book was just absolutely fantastic. And number one, I mean, first of all, it's my favorite movie, right?
Yes.
But to hear the backstory on how this thing was made is a movie in itself. I mean, this is an epic saga
Mm.
that's more dramatic than the actual movie.
Wow.
It was hilarious. You can't believe some of the things that happened in order to get this thing made. I mean, there's many things that I knew. First of all, for example, like Brando at the time, he was a washed-up actor
Yeah.
at the age of 47, and no one wanted to work with him. He was completely difficult. So he wanted to do the role. He actually had to do a screen test.
Yeah.
And he didn't look like the Godfather. He looked like a young man of 47.
Yeah.
And so he took this shoe polish
Mhm.
and he slicked his hair back with it, and then he stuffed like Kleenex into his gums, so he had these jowls. And
Oh,
in an instant, he just transformed. He just became the Godfather. And no one doubted him after that.
wow. So that's what you can see. He really wanted it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's amazing. Some of the book was a massive sensation, and then when it became known that the film was going to come out,
Mm.
everyone wanted to be in this movie, including actual mafiosos. So there are a few characters in like major characters in the movie that came straight from the mob.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Who was the author for this?
Well, Mario Puzo wrote the novel.
Oh, okay.
And then I think the screenplay was both Puzo and Francis Ford Coppola. And Coppola, by the way, was 29 years old. He thought that he was going to get fired basically every single day from Paramount. He wanted to cast Al
Hmm.
Pacino was an unknown stage actor
Yeah.
who was completely broke. Coppola wanted him and fought the studio over and over and over again for I think months until he finally got him into the role.
Right. Right.
I like these stories. I mean, number one, it's a fantastic movie, but it's also about people who have just put everything on the line,
Yes.
that have just went for it.
Yeah.
They produced a spectacular work of art.
Yes, absolutely. And it won't go away. It's timeless.
Yeah, I mean, 50 years later,
Yeah.
came out 50 years ago, a couple months ago.
Yeah. My gosh. Wow. So have you finished that book already? Are you on your next one?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I inhaled that book. So now I'm reading something about the birth of modernist art.
Mm,
It's called In Montmartre. And so it takes place, the first decade of the 19th century or 20th century. And, the usual cast of characters, it's Picasso and Braque
right.
and all these artists that preceded, Paris in the 20s.
Mm,
But this is also cool. Nice one. So I'm kind of inhaling that. I'm in Europe right now. So getting back into the groove of, museums and being surrounded by all this culture.
right.
And so I thought I'd, hit a few books on art.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. Are you still jet lagged from you arrived in Madrid when from Colombia, right?
No, I
No, I'm from California.
actually no. I
Yeah, from Mexico. Yes. Sorry,
yes,
I can't keep track of you. Can you
yeah,
tell me again your journey before you got to Madrid?
yeah. Three's the charm. So I left Colombia. I was living in Medellin. I left there about 4 weeks ago.
Okay.
And first, I went up to California, where I'm from,
Hmm.
to see some family. And then I spent about 10 days in Mexico. I was there for a wedding in Todos Santos.
Hmm.
And then from there, I flew to Madrid. And I've been here for a couple of weeks. And shockingly, I'm just over the jet lag.
Have you been exercising like I told you to?
Yeah, that was rough at first. But I, I was just, when you have jet lag, you're neither here nor there.
Yes.
You're in some kind of netherworld.
Exactly.
And, you might wake up after sleeping for a couple hours and your body tells you, yep, that was a nice nap, but and then, and then you're up. That's what, I mean, I've read, I think, 5 books in the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, because I don't know. I'm kind of sleeping, kind of not. But no, I'm finally over it. And also, my buddy who I'm staying with, he's got this gorgeous flat,
Mm.
and he's got the best coffee maker I have ever seen.
Really? I really
Yeah,
need to visit.
yeah, it's like my new best friend. It grinds the beans and it does everything. It grinds the beans immediately before making the coffee or the espresso.
Oh.
And so it's lovely. I'm very caffeinated right now and feeling good.
Are you an espresso cafe con la crema guy since you're there? I mean, that's what I love there, cafe con la crema.
I'm just straight up black coffee.
Mm,
That's from a long time in Colombia. But
right.
occasionally I'll have the espresso.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just veer a little bit, okay? Because since we're catching up right now, I wanted to unbundle a little bit more. I love our conversations and being in each other's lives and how our lives are evolving in so many different ways, completely different from what we're planning.
Hmm.
If you can remember, I described you as a variable, as an adjective, right?
Hmm.
It's because of your very deep, exploratory, dark, bright, promising. I've got so many adjectives and synonyms for you when it comes to your journey post your international MBA,
Hmm.
because I think you have a little bit of time to reflect on all of these, right? So, can you debrief me about your reflections of your present life slash lifestyle, if you may?
Well, do we have all night? I think. Yeah. So, I mean, just as a bit of background, I've been a lawyer for almost 18 years now.
Hmm.
That brought me around the world. I was doing contract work, international negotiations, doing these crazy contract negotiations in China, Taiwan, India. And then I landed a job as global general counsel for a multinational.
Hmm.
And I became very, very intrigued with the other aspects of the business in my all of my dealings with the heads of finance, the heads of marketing, business development, etc. So I decided to go back to school. I got my fourth degree, an MBA. I did that here in Madrid at the Instituto de Empresa. And then after that, I became a startup founder,
Yes.
and started out by doing a tech startup in the Philippines for a few years,
Yep.
and then I did a couple other startups in which I was in executive roles. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I brought those companies to profitability, but the experience as a startup founder is a painful one.
Yeah.
You basically say goodbye to the world for a few years, and you go deep. And I had the full startup founder experience in which you're spending 110 hours at the office every week. You're wearing almost every hat that exists. You're you're having to skill. You're having to perform the work when you might not have the skills at that moment.
Yes.
So you simultaneously need to skill up while you're doing the work. So, for example, financial analysis, operational analysis, data science. I had to learn that on the spot.
Mm.
For one a startup that I did, I was a chemist, and like a mad scientist in the middle of the night, I was inventing cosmetics. And I mean, this is so antithetical to what I was doing before.
That should be illegal.
Yeah. So I was an entertainment lawyer in LA, and then only a handful of years later, I was inventing cosmetics in the middle of the night in the Philippines.
Yeah.
So life's funny,
It is.
but it's been an amazing experience. Although these startup experiences are very trying, and there's certain things that you have to give up. I mean,
Yeah.
like much of your social life,
Yes.
several of your passions. For example, I love to box. I love to do Muay Thai, and I just kind of gave that up for a while.
Mm.
You have to make sacrifices. The benefits are very tangible, in that you acquire a skill set that you didn't think was possible that you had.
Yes.
You learn everything the hard way. Nothing came easy. But what I learned, let's say, for example, finance,
Mm.
right? When I took finance courses in my MBA, and I'm like, all right, I got to know, I have to have a general appreciation of this.
Yeah.
But it's much different when your company, the life of your company depends upon the financial analysis you have to do tonight.
Right. Yeah.
You have to understand burn rate. You got to do margin analysis. That means there's numerous things that you have to learn. And for me, I saw this intellectual ring of fire,
Mm.
and it was a matter of I had to force myself to jump into it,
Yes.
or jump through it.
Both. Yeah.
Yes, and once you've done that several times, you start to have the confidence that you can pretty much do anything if you really, really devote yourself to it.
Mm.
So it's okay. I gotta invent some cream, tonight. All right, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm gonna do this. And so yeah, I mean, I had to learn about agriculture in Colombia. I mean, there's just many different scenarios that you find yourself in which you might have no experience.
Mm,
Through your experience in acquiring new skills or devoting yourself, gaining new knowledge, you're like, all right, let's do this.
right.
So I was doing that until fairly recently, and I decided to take a break. And I'm visiting friends around Europe right now, and I've fallen back into what I know best: practicing law.
Mm, yeah,
For me, I enjoy the work. I mean, I'm not a litigator, so for the most part, I advise over the phone. I write contracts. I file intellectual property applications and help companies expand internationally.
right. Which is something that you really do best. But don't you think that lawyering, leaving it for a while and going back to it is that the full circle? Do you consider that as a full circle? And is it worth it to do it that way?
Well,
In hindsight.
I don't know what's going to happen in 5 years.
Mm,
I never really knew. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
yeah, me too.
With various interests, you try different professions.
Yes.
The thing that is really working for me now
Mm,
is that now that I've had a significant amount of experience as a startup founder and as an executive,
yeah.
it has modified the way in which I can advise clients.
Yes.
Because number one, I can have an appreciation of the company full circle,
Yes.
and I might ask questions about operations or about finance,
Mm,
or they might present a situation to me, and I immediately, boom, I know what that's about. That's recruitment. That's a commercial issue, etc. But also, there's a certain amount of empathy for startup founders because I've been there.
mm,
If they sound exhausted, I understand.
yeah.
Right now, it's working. I'm really enjoying practicing law again.
That's great. So I think having been there throughout your journey, which is really up and down, I celebrated with you, I cried with you, I worried for you. I have some sleepless nights thinking with Carla, how are we going to help you and things like that. But I think what I really respect a lot about you is that you have, apart from being a sponge, it's because a part of you keep on learning. You also respectfully know how to listen to the people that you trust. Sometimes it's hard to help a friend because you feel like everything that you're saying is just falling on deaf ears. But what I really respect about you is that you do listen and try to crunch it down to consider if it's good for you, even though you will choose at the end of the day, which, a real friend should achieve for to support. What I've seen you is that you gained all of these wisdom along the way because there are lots of, like what you're saying, like a lot of trial and trepidation when it comes to these new industries and new businesses and in startups. I'm looking forward as well for you to have this new journey
Mhm.
with all of these amazing learnings because I think it's so valuable. Like what you're saying, you're multi layered now, and then you will feel more satisfied and more confident. And I think it's a great path for you. I'm just very proud of you right now.
Sorry, I didn't catch that. I wasn't listening.
Oh,
I'm,
wow.
I'm
Wow.
joking.
You
No, thank
asshole.
you. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you, Wish.
Damn it, I miss you. We have to have sangria there or something.
Yeah, well, just pop on over.
Yeah, I wish I can. I still have a sick cat.
Oh no.
Anyway, okay, he's one of my hot friends and he's single. So what are you looking for? Because I think you're searching.
Hmm.
Also, you deserve a very good partner. How do you see yourself moving forward relationship wise?
Well, I'd like to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about the the type of person that I'm looking for.
Everything. Like, yeah, what are you looking for in a partner, or what are you looking for as an ideal, like for you, because you've also been through a lot of heartbreaks before?
I want the whole thing, settle down, kids. I see that as our purpose in life.
Mm.
That's what we're meant to do. In terms of a partner, I like someone who's intelligent. I mean, who can have similar conversations to what we're having now, in terms of whether it's business or art or history, travel, whatever. I also like a certain degree of independence. That's about it.
So if you're interested, anyone who's listening, you can email me. You know my website. Oh my god, I'm pimping. I'm pimping. Oh my god, is this illegal in a podcast? Okay, as a whole,
Yeah,
right? As a whole,
yeah.
because you're now on a new path.
Mhm.
What does B want ultimately?
Well, that's an enormous question, Wish.
It is. I think you're one of the only guests that I will ask you this very, very big question, because I am confident that you can kind of break it down.
Well, I think that it's complete self-actualization.
Mm-hmm.
And how we define. I think self-actualization is different per person.
Yes.
For me, it's you've got to get through the basics. You need to have general stability in your life. General security, whether it's financial support systems from friends, etc. And then as you go up the triangle, fulfilling your days with whatever gives you meaning. For me personally, it's enjoying my hobbies. I love travel.
Mm.
I love to box, to do Muay Thai, and being in a situation life-wise in which you are capable of indulging in these things, all the while maintaining your stability.
Yes.
That's the key to me. And of course, there's many other people that are involved here.
Mm.
It's about spending time with friends and family that are positive influences in your life, and you're a positive influence in theirs.
Mm.
I think that's it.
That's really wonderful. Have you noticed how far you've come?
I suppose you can appreciate certain things that I've accomplished, but in the end, we're on one big journey here. It's where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
I can stop and smell the roses every so often, but it's always what's next.
Yeah.
What other mountains are there to climb?
Yes.
Books to read, places to visit, skills to learn, and how colored is it going to be by the wonderful people that you meet?
Yes. This is another good question to ask, because I would ask this to myself as well. Of all the very interesting people that you've met, very colorful people, let's say, are you able to forgive and forget?
Yes, I would say so. I mean, that's a process.
Mm.
I mean, certain people don't always act in the way you would hope them to act, or expect them to.
Yeah.
And the more you travel, the more business that you do, you're gonna find some characters that you just don't agree with. You don't agree with their ethics.
Yeah.
That's a big thing with me, by the way. Is always maintaining your integrity, your ethical backbone.
Yes, absolutely.
Because particularly in startups, you're going to get tested.
Oh yeah.
That's the key. But also, it's kind of in relation to what I just said. It's about moving forward.
Mm-mm.
If you maintain resentment or animosity towards someone or something from the past, it's going to be like an anchor, just weighing you down.
Right.
And I'm not saying you can't get pissed off. You absolutely can.
You're allowed.
Yeah, you're
yes.
allowed, and sound the barbaric yop. I mean, you're allowed to get upset, but in terms of holding a grudge forever, no.
Yeah.
It's just life's short. There's just too many things to do. There's too many positive things to focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's well said. So, B, in closing, what's the word or phrase that you can impart to our listeners in reflection to your story, and why?
Well, another big question. I mean, let's go back to the Greeks.
Okay.
what did the Oracle of Delphi say?
Mm.
Know thyself. Ultimately, you need to really understand who you are, what you want. I mean, this is, it's a big game, this life. And who do you want to be? What do you really want to do? There's one path that you can take that's very conventional, and it might be stable, it might be secure, and terrific.
Mm.
If that's the path, then absolutely more power to you. But if you want to step outside conventional, go explore, do something completely wild, and that's what your calling is, then have the confidence to take the leap, jump through the ring of fire.
Yes. Very beautiful.
Why, thank you, Wish.
My gosh, we're growing up.
Amazingly.
What the hell is going on? I mean, you just made me remember. I was like, oh, I think what solidified our early friendship is that I think I've proven to you that I'm a good friend because I saved you from a psycho person. I can't remember much about it though.
Oh, I remember that. That's that's a saga in itself. But yeah, you stepped in. I mean, in the end, I think that we connected because of a mutual appreciation of good art and literature and films and philosophical topics.
Yes.
But in the end, though, the reason why you and I have remained such close friends is that if the shit hits the fan, like I know that you're there,
Oh,
and vice versa.
yes.
And we could not talk for months, but if something goes down, like you're there instantly. And I think that I'm the same to you.
That's true. That's true. And that, my friends, is what real friendship is. It's unconditional.
Yeah.
And it's reliable in some ways. It's not high maintenance, but it's reliable. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I appreciate you, B. Thank you for hanging out with me and finally saying yes to be guesting on my podcast. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure.
I just wanted the world to know about these wonderful people, and you're one of them. So thank you so much for indulging me, and it's always nice catching up with you. Can you
Likewise.
please have good pinchos for me in honor of me in Madrid?
Oh, there's no question about that. Today's going to be pichos and sangria at some point.
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you. This has been fun.
From this episode, one of the most important words about life is full circle. It is through a series of developments that lead back to the original source, position, or situation, or to a complete reversal of the original position, usually used in the phrase, come full circle. It's similar to words pass, circuit, orbit, go around, revolution, round trip, and cycle. John Bon Jovi, an American singer-songwriter, quoted, "You just stay the course and do what it is that you do and grow while you're doing it. Eventually, it will either come full circle or at least you'll go to bed at night happy." Sometimes it's just easy to quit. Easy to escape something very difficult that you're going through in your life. But that's not reality. The reality is you have to see everything through so that you can learn from it. That journey, that difficult journey to failure, to heartache, may come to victory, may come to fruition. But don't you think the what ifs would be set aside, or you don't need it because you can see something through? And most of the time, it really comes full circle. That That's the adventure of life. That's how we savor victory. That's how we savor. That's how we know that we're very successful in our lives and we can move on. So when push comes to shove, just keep on doing it. Go ahead. Have a good support system and see something through and find something that will fulfill you, give you wisdom, and find something that's going to be okay for your journey. Thank you for listening to Human Thesaurus. Please rate and subscribe and follow me on Twitter or Instagram. Your support is highly motivating for an indie podcaster like myself. Trust me. Join me again next week for another episode.